So, HiBy, I have a slight obsession with HiBy and their DAPS, and you may have seen a couple of these on the channel, and you may realize that I do sell things in yard sales from the 1st to the 10th of every month. If you join my Patreon, you can buy things that I sell. But there's been a problem because why do I have so many HiBy DAPS? Because they're fucking stellar. Also, Baroque review coming. Harmonitine. So this. Fuck. Those. So this. Can I put these in date order? I think I'll put these in date order. You're certainly the oldest thing I've got. And I'm going to reference you a lot because you're the RS2. I think you're the 2. And you are one of my favorite little chonky bastards. And you've adopted the chonk. So this is the Ultra Suede R3-Pro Mark II. Now, I've got every single R3 revision that has ever come because they're too conveniently sized and sound too good to ever get rid of. In fact, this one, I just pulled out. This one, is it still running? No, shut off. This little bastard still has a 2.5 balanced because this one, which is the R3-Pro, this is the original R3-Pro. You know where this one lives? It's on my break-in rig, my burn-in rig. This feeds the audio to the 8-channel Tascam headphone amp, and it plays 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. In fact, when I'm doing reviews and I tell it to turn on these lights, it also turns off the amp, but this never turns off. So this has 500 or so songs on it, and it just sits there and plays music forever. And you know what? It still does its job. And if I wanted to take this out and use it, I could do so. We moved on then to this one. I want to pull this one out of the... Let's see. You are the R3-Pro. Wait a second. You both R3 Pros? HiBy R3-Pro, HiBy R3-Pro. Anyway, much newer HiBy R3-Pro. Looks the same, but is different. I don't know how. When? You still have a 2.5. How did I have two of like the same? You must have been the newer one that came out. You got high-res stickers on you. Anyway, put that back in here. So this one I actually showed off recently because it was in the Death on Ray. This is the Honey, and this is what its purpose is. You see, I always find a purpose for the R3s. This one's on the burn-in rig. This one is on the Honey to act as that, even though, I almost forgot about... Oh, God, I almost yanked her off. Almost forgot about the R1. I didn't even have it. Well, I have two of these R1s. This is their small little baby $85 one. You know what I use this one for? Yeah, same thing, just backpacking it onto things. This one I'll probably sell. This was the last revision. This is the HiBy R3 Mark II. And you could see from the scratches, I've abused it. Not because I'm a bad man, but because, I've used it a lot. This has a fatal flaw, though. They went from push-button volumes on these to a knob. And usually, I love a good knob, a good solid knob. Problem with this one was the knob sticks out too much. And when you put it in your pants, it will just occasionally, just from being huge, it'll push the button. And while I'm turning it on right now, and by the way, I love that, and they got rid of that, and I'm real sad, it'll turn off the unit. That's the problem with the knob. The knob wakes up the screen and then does shit. So, look, you could adjust your volume, which is too slow. That's too slow. But then you'd be playing music, you put it in your pocket, it would go down in your pocket, it would hit the button, and then all of a sudden, oh, shit, music stopped playing. Multiple times. So this one, you know what? This one's so beat up, I'm not going to get any money for it. I'm keeping it. I'll put it, you know what? I could even replace the one on the thing if I needed to. I ain't selling it. Sounds good. Sounded okay. Sounded good, but I'm still using something else. Sounded fucking great. 4.4 finally. But I'm going to sell it. Now, the other ones you must recognize are the R4, which has been custom stickerized there. And then I actually don't use this one as much because the Evangelion, which is why she's there, because I downloaded a fuckload of Asuka and Evangelion wallpapers when I was doing the review of this. This one with a slightly different tune. This is probably still one of the best sounding things I've ever had Eris on. You take your Eris, which you obviously have purchased because you love me in this channel and you want to support it without just throwing money into the wind. So you're like, you know what, Zeus, I'll buy something that you've created. Maybe we'll just pick up the bassiest, most wide-sounding, comfortable headphone on earth. Plug into that, and it's literally a match made in heaven. I think this is when I was displaying it in London. This was like the only thing I handed people. Here, try this, try this, try this. Do we want to go forwards or backwards? Because we've got two other ones to talk about before we get to the new boy. These two. These two represent both a coming of understanding, giggity, and my love affair. This, the RS2, which again had a volume knob that was a wheel, but this isn't a button, which is what makes it acceptable, because you literally can't fucking hit that to do anything. The power switch was an actual switch you had to hold to the side and wait, and then it would turn on. This did not run Android, and which is why I loved it. I left this thing running for I was at Can Gym SoCal 3 years ago. That's how old this thing is. And I had it playing, and then I handed my bag to someone, and I'm like, here, hold on to this. I'm going to the strip club, which me and Golden hugged, embraced while drunk in a strip club. There's a video of that, and if you want to see that, please join my Patreon and ask for it specifically. If you're in the $15 tier and you're a Patreon supporter of that level and you're in the private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat, I will share the drunken embrace that Golden Sound and I shared in a strip club in California, which, by the way, terrible place. Never go to the library. Fucking, I can't believe I had to order bottle service. Anyway, there's a surrounding memory where that all happened. And the next day I was handed back my bag and I went, oh, fuck, I left this on and playing. And I still had 30% battery and I used it the whole day. This is eternal. This is an eternal, amazing sounding little fucking chunk. You got your 4.4, you got the power out. This even has 2 micro SD cards, which most new ones don't, because this gets a little bit weird for operating systems to handle. And now that we have 2 terabyte or at least 1.5 terabyte micro SD cards, you don't technically need 2. But it's nice that it has it. So that this has been this, and this is, by the way, at 25%. Let's give you a charge. You know what? I'm going to give you a fast charge. Got my laptop charger down here. We're just going to plug you in because you deserve it, baby. This thing is the tears of the gods. This, the HiBy R8 Mark II. This is $2,000. I'm sure it's on sale now. I'm linking to all these in the description if they're still available. And I had always poo-pooed big, expensive DAPs until this one. Big fucking, the FIO M15, M17s, even some of the big ass Linkerns. I was just like, nah, bruh. They're just why won't just get a $250 one that sounds amazing and be done with it? Because you really, how much quality do you need? Let me tell you where this is, because I had to go upstairs to get it. This lives in my bedroom, on my bed, permanently affixed to one of my oldest set of Eris, because yes, Eris does scale. And this DAP taught me the unfortunate lesson of, oh fuck, maybe expensive DAPs have a place and they can actually do better than complete separate desktop systems. Think about it. They're controlling everything. They have the batteries, so they have all the power. They have the DAC. They have the power going to the DAC. They have the amp. They have the power going to the amp. They have the operating system. They know how things are talking to each other. This is a self-contained little fucking world. It's like Rick and Morty when they shrink down and go into a self-contained thing. There is everything that has to be done with audio is happening internally in this, and it's happening with no expense spared because it's fucking $2,000. And I can tell you it sounds amazing. Actually, one of the most soundstagey, clear fucking... I didn't sell it, all right? I need money for solar panel installs. Check out the second channel for solar panel install shit coming up. And I didn't sell this with its Alcantara back. We move on now to this, which doesn't have Alcantara. This says Alcantara. This says Ultra Suede, because it doesn't need Alcantara. This is $200, which is only slightly more than, or slightly less, I should say, than these guys. Well, this was $330 with the branding. This is $250 before tariffs are then kicked in. But these are all roughly $150, $160. And for people who don't understand, why should I get a DAPS, EOS? Bitch, I got a phone. I got a phone and I could plug in a dongle to my phone. Umeru. Huge Succubus fan over here. Just line me up. Buy this. If you've had doubts in your heart about, see, I don't need this because I could just use my phone. please, for the love of all things Asuka, although I'm a Marie fan, technically. Where is she? There she is. The way this sounds as a complete package feels like they've shaved just like a good chunk, like 35-40% of this. Just whoop, drop. It's thick. It's got a. I thought I was gonna dislike it compared to like this guy, but I honestly in my pants, something a little thicker in my pants is not strange. Are we not doing phrasing anymore? I put it in its little protective case because unlike this one, which they made the biggest fucky wucky with the case. In fact, it's over there and I could almost reach it, but I'm tethered to the ceiling. The case for this covered the entire thing and then covered this beautiful Alcantara. So they put Alcantara on the case on the sides. So it's like holding a big fat fuzzy thing. And it's so big when you do that. This, they were smart. They just made a basically a loop case. So you can still feel the Ultra Suede on the back, which would be the whole fucking point of it. For the case, real quick, I'm probably going to end up keeping it on there. Although it feels so nice. Look, they've even made the hole big enough for a Magia cable. When you plug in the balanced, it's barely there, but that's it. That's fitting. That's a fitting hole because they keep, all these things keep getting smaller and smaller and they just went, fuck it. So let's put this on the side. I do enjoy the gel case. It comes in multiple colors. Right now it's only available on HiBy.com, but you can get it in green, in yellow, or is there black? Where the hell do we have another? Are there only green and yeah. We've got silver, which is basically gray when you're looking at the suede, and black, which is boring. Don't get black. Don't be boring. Don't be boring. This is a colorful bastard and you should enjoy it with the color. Look at her. Look at her enjoying the goddamn color. I will say the silver one looks kind of sexy. So, all right, I'm going to scroll down to this clusterfuck of things. Before we get to how it sounds, which, duh. Where's the battery? Battery claims 4,000 milliamp hour. I never trust those numbers. My friend Dan has done, models and he's built his own drones. He's like, you want to see what a 5,000 milliamp hour battery looks like? I have one. It's huge. It's literally this is a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. So saying you have a 4,000 milliamp battery in this, probably not the case. However, it, like all HiBy products, is super duper efficient. It did shut off. I had it on a 5-minute. Well, it's good. We're getting a turn on cycle. It's fine. I don't know what the box is, by the way, because I unboxed this a while ago and I've been using it. 97%. It was at 99% 30 minutes ago when I started using it. And then I'm listening. And you know what? I would absolutely take a thicker phone or a thicker DAP if you told me all you did was add more battery. Can we all agree? Thicker is fine as long as it's more battery and not bullshit. It doesn't weigh like... Yeah, it's battery. It's more... It feels the correct weight. We'll do a run through. Let me plug it in and get it actually playing again. Go back to the Baroques. Are we going to go for Baroque? I'm going to try to think of the titles for the video of that thing. Music, all. Let's play Techmaster PEB Activate. We'll go to our new volume control, which another thing they finally fixed. This was a problem on the R3. Their R3, no, I'm sorry, the R6 versions, is this layout, where it's consistent with all of their other layouts, where it's volume on the left, and then next track, last track, play, pause, power on the right. This is good. Consistency is good. Look, consistency is good for the entire family. This one changed it, obviously, because of the knob. And this one put everything on one side because it's probably cheaper. But this was great. Then the R6 just was like, nah, I'm just going to make them completely the opposite and fucking hurt my brain. So we're back to the correct volume up, volume down. There's actually a loop here if you want to put a lanyard. Why am I not listening to this? It could be because these are the Baroques and they're fucking great. But we've got our volumes, we've got our SD card, which is under a little waterproof cover, although I don't believe this is in any way, shape, or form. You know what? Leave it. Waterproof. especially since, the back is ultra suede and this probably will never dry. 3.5, 4.4, USB-C, all the things ever written ever. Input 9 volt, 2 amps. That's what they want from the USB-C. You get your power button here. They do this weird thing, and I'm not sure when this started. It's here. It's not here. See, this is normal. When things had 3 buttons, and then you had a nipple in the middle, and it was play, pause, last track, next track, and that was it. Now, and I don't, again, like that was normal. This doesn't even have a play, pause. That's next track, last track, and volume up and down. But, like, this is fine because it's 3 individual buttons. Why are they doing this paired next track, play, pause, and then a separate last track button, and then a separate power? Just make this 3 in a row. Or separate them. Make them all 3 buttons. I don't understand this. But I guess it's fine if you're just trying to reach for it. If you're trying to give it the reach around. We'll go back to that in a second. I don't want to have lacking in Asuka. So you feel it with the case. I got to say with the case. Hold on, Will. It does make the buttons a little bit harder to sort of like find. She thick. She got to get stretched. Again, are we not doing phrasing? They did not need to do this. This kind of irks me. I don't need to access the micro SD card while it's in the case. Let me take it out. I'd rather this had been solid because when I reach for it, I feel it. And I'm like, am I supposed to hit something here? Is that a button? And it's not. So you get your volume here, which is, everything here is it's very under that. So you're not going to accidentally anything once you put it in the case. When it's out, maybe. But when it's in, you're not going to. You get your volume here. You can still get your lanyard out, although you'd have to either feed your lanyard through the thing and then install it, or install the lanyard after you put it in the case, which would make it more difficult. I'm hearing an echo, and I think it's in the Baroques. It's the metal of the Baroques reverberating. I haven't done a review wearing them, so I'm not usually talking loudly with them paused. And then this side is just a big channel, and it's actually, for my fat-ass thumbs, I can't really, like, feel the buttons unless I'm pushing down. And it's like power, last track, applause, next track. So it's fine, but it's very it almost feels a little bit too protected. Like, don't be afraid to let them out a little bit. Ugh. God damn it. Did I just scratch that? No, it's just goop. Not associated with the product goop. Please do not. That is weird. It's like I'm yelling in a metal mine shaft down this. Haven't noticed that yet. And I think a lot of times what people are going to do, if you're using this in your pocket and you're just going slightly up and down, that's fine. But if you're holding it in your hands and you want to adjust the volume, you're going to tap it and then you're going to screen grab and you're going to loud marching band. This, by the way, this sound also available. I'm going to promote my not a SoundCloud, but I have a freesounds.org account where I've been uploading environmental sounds I've been recording. This was recorded in the old apartment in the town of Narberth, which is where I used to live. And this was, they used to do every 3 times a year, they do like a marching band, and I was right at the windows. So I actually set up the dual microphones, the expensive Neumann microphones, that I recorded a marching band going through, and it sounds fucking... So if you want to get that sound and hear it fully, check out my freesounds.org, linked in the description. And you can also hear the fireworks show that I recorded, which will blow up your headphones if you're not careful. So, volume, lanyard, micro SD, which does need a hole through it. You get your weird fucking double, single. I mean, just make this a rocker too if you're at it. It says Pro. It's beautifully built. It doesn't weigh a lot. This is plastic. I don't know why it's kind of like shaped like that, but I like it. It's not a boring just top. Like this is just top. So even their $2,000 DAP can learn some design cues from this. Let's get into the actual nitty and gritty and titty of it. So it's not using Android. By the way, we're now at 96%. Just want to keep you informed as we keep playing it that that battery doesn't give a fuck. How many? It should just say that as a bullet point. Battery, it doesn't give a fuck. As loud as you want to play, as hard as you want to play, just it'll live forever. You get a very weird. You get the HiBy OS, which is fine. The weirdest part about this, I'll go into that right now, is there's a books section where you could apparently recently readed some books. And you can go into files, favorites. There is a book that's battery check.txt, which is not found. I don't know if anyone's going to be reading a book on this. Like, this ain't no Kindle, bruh. In an emergency, if you need like some sort of weird dinosaur or Evangelion crossover fan fiction, okay, fine. I could see it in an emergency. But I don't think anyone's reading books on it. But you know what? Fuck it. It's just one spot. It's not taking up anything else. You can stream. Where is it? Stream media. Tidal and Qobuz, if I had accounts, which I don't, I should get a Tidal account. You can hook them up and you could use the Wi-Fi through that. Still at 96%. Wireless is Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, HiBy link, which is something you could have on your phone and then stream music to this through the HiBy link. You could import music via Wi-Fi. You could do DLNA and you could do AirPlay. So that's like everything you'd ever need to do with wireless, except for Roon integration. I don't think this has that. We live with ourselves. Now, obviously music is music. System is going to be settings. USB DAC gets a little weird because it says USB charging or USB does not charge. And when you use this as a USB DAC, like if I would have hooked this up to my laptop, which actually my laptop is right down there, you have the option to plug this in and have it charge the battery, which would mean that, you're using it temporarily as a USB DAC and you kind of want to charge, so you can pick it up and take it on the road later. Or USB does not charge, which this is what it looks like. It's 0 kilohertz because it's not set up. And you can turn on and off Bluetooth from that setting, apparently. But, yeah, yes, I want you to stop. And then if you go back into that and you hit the other one, it's the exact same thing. And you hit out, and yes, I want to stop. So you have to set it up into USB DAC modes when you plug it in to access DAC and not as a file browser. So this would be a fucking fantastic little thing if you travel and you just want to hook it up to your laptop and get great, like HiBy good. HiBy good. Not just good, HiBy good sound. So that's just a weird way it's set up to either charge or not charge the battery. If you're obviously going to use it all the time, like if it's on your computer at home, you would set it to not charge the battery because you don't want to keep charging and discharging a battery. Let's go into the system settings. Language, backlight settings I have set to stay on because we're doing a review. Theme color. You get to pick a theme color and you get to pick any theme color like by tuning it in. So if you want this like ugly puke green, we could do that. We could do 73,191. Blech. Or if you want, like, this is great shit. Let's go to, like, what did I have? I had, like, I tried to do, like, military green. That's, like, my theme color for Windows. Do I have a folder open? I don't. Well, you could see this strip is... Old Steam used to be that color, and I fell in love with it years ago. Let's do purple. How's purple showing up on camera? Great. So, yeah, that's awesome. Your default font size is either big or default. Big is actually not that much bigger. I mean, it's bigger, but it's not that much bigger, so I'm leaving it on default. Oop, I went too far. We've got USB working mode, which is auto, device, or OTG, so you can dongle this. I think if you're going to run a dongle on something, get an R1, because this is $85 versus $200, and while this is not going to be as fast, it's got very similar functionality, and if you're not using it for the amplification, which you should be in this will do you just fine. Look. It's the same thing. It's so cute. This has it about. What are you lacking? You have the books, system. Let me go back. So music, stream media, wireless, books, and then, there's no USB DAC setting on this? Oh, well, it's fine. Anyway, this is sleep. You just have to let it count down to 1, by the way, and it will turn off. What else we got? You've got UI themes, which is currently dark or light, and I'm just going to put it in dark mode. Then you have USB DAC feedback. That I don't quite get, and it literally is just an on-off, and I guess if I'm using this as a USB DAC, is it giving feedback to the computer? Or if I'm plugging in a USB DAC to it, is it feeding back? Let me know in the comments if you can figure out what that is. It's one setting, and I'm sure it has some sort of deep meaning, but I've spent 30 seconds talking about it on this video. So one of you is going to be like, I'll look that up. Zeus doesn't look it up. I'll look it up. Go look it up. Tell me what the hell it is. Because I feel like USB DAC feedback feels important, but I can't tell you. Time setting, clock setting, 24 hours. Time zone, yes, Eastern Standard Time. It is connected to Wi-Fi, so it is automatically setting the clock. And it is accurate, as you can see. Can you read the time off of that? It says 15:26, which it does here. 95%, by the way. Idle shutdown, you can set the timer as low as 1 minute, as high as 10 minutes. I'm going to set it to like 8 because I've had it shut off a couple times now. Sleep shutdown, which you can set. This is a one-time thing. It's like I'm going to lay in bed, put on sleep shutdown, set it for 66 minutes, lay down with your Eris in bed like I've done numerous times, though I haven't in a while, and it's probably why I had weird nightmares. I didn't have nightmares. I had weird dreams. I've had just weird dreams. Very weird dreams. And then it would just do that. So if you don't want it to shut off in 66 minutes, just don't use that. You can disable the battery percentage, which honestly, I'm like, you need a battery percentage. It's 4 pixels high, the fucking picture of the battery. So I'd never know if it's going to die. But it lasts so long, I just assume it's never going to die. This is like one of the only things I've ever been like, I don't need the battery display. If I still see color in there, it's probably full enough. Inline remote, you can have it control the thing with the 3.5. LED indicators on or off. I'm sad the wraparound indicator that was on this one, which I love because you could see it from the back, you could see it from the front. It was great. Is just now a little button. It's right on the power button. That would be the one thing if I could bring it back. I'd bring back the slit LED. That was something on this, man. In fact, if it was on both sides, so you could see it on both, like in any orient, it would have been great. But yeah, so you have the LED indicator, and you can just turn that off, and there it is. Now it's off, and put it back on. Now it's on. Double tap to wake up. That's the screen. I don't recommend it if you're going to put this in your pocket, because your pockets can just tap the screen, and all of a sudden you're listening to this track, and you're into it, and now it's not. So I would leave that off. Button operation when screen off is fine. Shortcut menu. Now this is this menu. Where you saw I pulled down. You could either have that pull down or pull up to get to that. I'm going to keep it like Android mode and pull down. You get to select if you want Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, DLNA, AirPlay, HiBy Link, MSEB, output selection, gain, crossfade. So you know what do I have it set to currently? Bluetooth. I want that on. That's function 1. I probably need Wi-Fi. I don't need sleep shutdown. I'm going to switch that to gain. And what else do we got? Shortcuts menu. What else we have? We have HiBy Link. I'm probably not going to use. But you know what I will use? Either crossfade or MSEB. Let's do crossfade settings. So now when I pull this down, pull down. I got to get out of there. Right? There you go. So now I have high and low gain. And I've got the crossfade just on or off, which I technically wouldn't need to fuck around with. But you get me? This has all the things I'd ever need for when you have a baroque music player and not your phone duking around. You can just set everything perfect and then not worry about it. The whole point of not using your phone, my phone to me is a stress point and also an escape. Obviously, there's titties on the phone, which is fantastic, but also there's work emails and people messaging me, and oh my God, is my pharmacist going to call? Like phones, I'm a lover-hater phones, but this will never let me down. This is just a music creation center. This just brings happiness and joy. That's one of the points of getting a DAPS versus using your phone for all your shit. I can use my phone, Zios. It ain't the same. And by the way, you could do firmware updates over the air, or you can use the card. Factory resets, screensaver. I have it off currently. I could do dynamic cover or album cover. I'll do dynamic. Okay. I'll do that. I'm just getting into the... Let's have some more coffee. Let's just drink some more fucking murder coffee. It's great. It's like medicine. That's how strong that coffee is. Here's a certificate information in case you need to write that down. There you go. You got that? Room 1201, the Lanjing Commercial Building in Hongwei 3rd Road, Nancheng District, Dongguan, Guangdong, China. Look, eventually I'll visit China. Until then, I'm making fun of those names. It's just hysterical. And then you actually have an about section, which tells you SD card capacity, the email for service, HiBy, my serial number, which I guess doesn't matter if you have my serial number. And the build on this is from May. And I checked for an update before the review, and there was nothing there. That's a decent amount of system settings. That's just system settings. That's the hardware. That's the BIOS loader. Now, if we come out of this, we go to music, there's a gear. And that's more settings. So now we're going to tune oh my God, there's so many settings. I apologize for this video. Just know it sounds as it's the closest thing to this that I think I've got. It's a certain sound upgrade from the old RS2. But it's got the right feel in my hand like the RS2. And I probably Jesus, I wouldn't want to shoot it off against like the Evangelion HiBy R4. I'd possibly put it above the original R4 for sound quality. Somehow, look, it would take me, no shit, 3 days of intense coffee and listening and swapping from the same music to tell you which one of these sounds better. I just want to get sound out of the way. Sound is like the least important part of doing a HiBy DAP review. Because fucking look, which by the way, has anyone noticed this mouse pad? Yeah, I don't get it either. The rollerblades and the tiger and the eagle and the fucking Rubik's Cube. I don't get it. But I bought it, and I'll specifically link to this one on Amazon before it disappears. Otherwise, it'll end up on Reddit, and you can go check out all the things I've had on Reddit. Man, that coffee is destroying me. So, now the play settings. Are you ready for the play settings? Chapter mark, Zeos. MSEB. This usually requires like 5 minutes on its own. I've done it in every review. All you got to know is, if you don't like the sound of your headphones, if you hate your headphones, MSEB can probably fix your fucking headphones. I haven't tried it on the Shure 1540s, which is a headphone I bought just for the build and not for the sound. But I could adjust temperature, bass extension, bass texture, note thickness, vocals, female overtones, sibilants, high frequency and low frequency, impulse response, and air. And if those don't make any sense to you, well, then you can go into the equalizer and you get a how many band equal? I'm trying to turn it on. How many band equalizer? Let's see. We go from 16 down to 1,000 is 5, and 1,000 is another. We get a 10 band equalizer, which you can load up, and then update your database. Oh, I fucked up. I forgot that doesn't ask a question. It just updates my database. It's currently counting the number of songs on the SD card, which is probably a lot. 321. Woohoo! I love having just a little small SD card to throw in there and it's fast. Now we gotta go back to back. Music, gear, update database. Don't hit by accident. When you have a lot, when you have like 20,000 songs, that might be the worst thing about the HiBy OS. We just watched it. You hit update database and it looks like it's going to ask you, do you want to update the database? And no, it just starts. And if it starts counting from 0 and you're like, oh wait, I already did this, cancel. Whatever 20 tracks it had found before you hit cancel, that's the only tracks you're going to fucking find. So that I wish was locked away behind a second push button or press to hold or something. Because I've done it, and it's fast, but it's not fast enough to go through 20,000 tracks. You might be not using your player for 7 or 8 minutes if you accidentally that, and you got a big card in there. Music update mode, manual, auto, MK2 decoder detection. Oh, I'm sorry, there's no one from MK2 here. Distinguishing English from other languages. Yes. This list sorting has changed. The songs need to be rescanned. The list will not load. List sidebar quick locate will not work. You know what? I'm gonna hit OK because it's only 321 songs. But I've never seen that before. I do have some Japanese music that I do keep around with Japanese text. I wonder how that's going to deal with it. Boom. I don't want to hit cancel. It'll be done. Okay, whatever, that. Play mode, now play mode is in here. It's playlist, play playlist, loop track, shuffle, loop list. Shuffle is what I go to. You get to choose your output selection, whether it's a line out or a headphone out. This is good if you're going to do something, well, not Valencia, that would need a pre-out. But if you were going to use this as your source and DAC and you had a volume knob on your amp, very rare occasion that's going to happen, but you can set this to a line out. You have a DSD output mode. DSD gain compensation, resume play from last, none track or position, so it'll play the same track. If you shut it off and Danger Zone is playing and you want to come back on and you want to just hear Danger Zone from the beginning, boom. If you're like right at that last 10 seconds of Danger Zone and you want to hear it from that position, set it to position. I'm going to set that. And this way, just continue. Gapless playback I have off. I'm going to turn that on. That will listen for sounds tapering out to like nothing. And if there's like 5 seconds of nothing before the next song, it'll chop off that last 5 seconds and just give you the next song. Soundfield. So, Soundfield is essentially, how do I put this? So it's at -1. It goes to 0 in hundredths of a percentage. So there's -0.01. And then if I take this up to 3, that's 300% Soundfield. So now let me, while this is, I think I get it play, right? So Soundfield off sounds normal. Soundfield off and Soundfield -1 are very similar, which doesn't make any fucking sense because you would think 0 would be Soundfield off. But as I change this, what is happening? Soundfield 0 is basically mono, and -1 is like reversed. Hold on. Yes. Okay. This is me figuring out for the first time, by the way. Because I know it's here and I know what it did, but this is the first time it's gone from -1 to +3. 1 is essentially off. This is normal, and then I turn it on, and it's 1.06. It's close enough. It sounds normal. If I go to 0, it's mono. If I go to -1, I think it's reversing the channels. I'd have to find some very specific music to check that out. And then if I go, fuck it, up to 3, now it sounds like the music is backwards and then forwards again, but then it's like close and it's big. I would be very, very... Like, 3 is dumb. If you had a narrow set of headphones, not Eris and not the Baroque, and you know what? I'm going to actually swap to this beautiful Magic cable, which is running the... Because I got to pimp some shit. Oh, wait. Am I not supposed to talk about you? You know what? Fuck it. You don't know what that is. I'm not even going to say what it is. Just shut up. Shut up and let me use it. Shut up and let me use it. Because these are a bit of a closeback. Yeah, I think it should probably go to 2. 3 just feels like it's breaking something. But like 1.75, like a little more soundstage than normal. Or even on these headphones, tucking it in and it's essentially the knob on the F360 from Black Ice. That you can go less soundstage, normal soundstage, more soundstage. But in a fucking digital implementation. This probably deserves its own video. Oh yeah, I could hear a sound that's going as I go past 0. Soundfield is a wild setting. You should all fuck around with that. Maximum digital audio volume output. If you want to, I guess, as a USB host, that would be it, because there's no other, like, SPDIF, I don't think. Looking into the 3.5 to see if there's a... Nope. Max volume you can set if you have very sensitive headphones or IMs, so you want to limit it. Power on volume is memory, or you could set it. Fixed power on volume. Why does it only go to 15? I do the head tilt like a dog. So it will remember that I'm at 87. Or I could have it not remember and be anywhere from 0 to 15. That is not the correct thing. It should be 0 to 100. All right, whatever. Next firmware update, I'm sure. Crossfade, I want gain low and high. Replay gain, I always do by track or none. Balance. which is doing the correct thing. It's not... When you adjust balance on something, I hate when it goes full left channel or full right channel. No one's that deaf in one ear. That's for people to adjust slight, like, you know what, you're fucking Marine, you just got back from the war, you've been shooting your gun with your right hand, and it's bang, 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 bang. So your right ear is a little less sensitive than your left ear, and you can just tilt it up, just a slight tilt. Even all the way to 10, it's just a tilt, which is the proper way to do a fucking balance. Digital filter. Again, can never hear these. Slow roll-off phase compensated. Slow roll-off. I love how it's underscored every time. You know what? We'll go fast roll-off, low latency. Just for shits and giggles. Playthrough folders. Oh, go back. We're almost at the bottom. Playthrough folders. Yes, that means if you go to like a folder, let's say it's... What am I actually listening to? Full Bodied by Ghost Data. So if you're listening to Ghost Data in your Ghost Data folder, it'll only play Ghost Data, or play through folders. It'll go from G to the next thing in G, which will probably be Ghost, was Gorillas, HIJKLMNO. It'll be from Ghost Data to Gorillas. So it'll jump through folders. Play through albums is the same thing. If you tell it to play an album, it'll alphabetically play the albums. Repeat function, which is just on and off. And I fear... Hold on, let me see something. Nope, it changed. I don't know what repeat function means. Because it's not repeating the same song, and why would you bury that deep in a menu? So yeah, repeat functions here. Speed play. What the hell is that doing? I really... 90% of the time, I know exactly what everything's going to do on a DAP. But like, repeat function and speed play... Speed play, by the way, is what I did with your mom last night. Oh! I'm sorry. Your mother's probably a wonderful person, and she probably likes to take it slow. In fact, to this song. I'm never right. I did speed play with your sister. Automatically slide to the playback interface, which is when you do... which is when you do this. So no matter where I am... If I'm in the albums thing and I'm like, you know what? No. I can get to the full, like, this is the playing screen. It's a great song. Oh, I want to get back out of that. So, are we done with the settings? I think we're almost fucking done with the settings. NOS, not oversampled. Now, fuck that. Fuck that NOS. I've come to realize that not oversampling is fantastic for people who are obsessed with, like, no. But you're paying for a DAC. You're paying for a DAC. The part of the job of a DAC is to oversample things and crunch as much number as possible. So why wouldn't you? At this point, I will not oversample more than I will oversample. In fact, I got the... Yeah, actually that one's off, but there's a not oversample button on the Musician Pegasus. So let's shut off NOS. Automatically slide. I have no... Speed play might unlock a setting here. Properties, album, where you can actually listen to something at a higher speed than normal. Shuffle, playback. Here's your basic settings. Oh, here it is. Yes. I got ADHD. I need to listen to my music at 2x. I ain't got time for this fucking 1 second per second thing. And actually somehow... the Mr. Robot soundtrack still sounds fine. So yeah, you're adding that little icon when you do speed play. So what was the other setting I turned off? Hold on. Repeat function. Is there going to be another icon there? Yes. It ain't the high disco. Dance just like disco. I'm not even reading this. No longer prompt or okay. Okay, lock A. Oh, I've actually got, look at that. So now I've got an A-B repeat function. The Teenage Outlaw. Is it going to repeat? Yep. It's just A-B repeating my favorite part of that song, apparently. So, and you could add or minus 1 second to A or B. Why? Honestly, honest, like face out, because I'm going to do this in every video now. I'm going to show my fucking face so people are like, that's the oath. I've been doing this for 3 years. Get over it. When do you need to A-B a part of a track? Like, honestly, I want to know. I got to know. Because, I mean, I've had a couple songs. I'm like, you know what? I'd love to hear this song twice, but just put it on repeat. Like, when would I need to A-B to the second? That wouldn't even work in, like, audiobooks. I don't know. That's a fucking wild setting. And another thing that you won't get on your phone unless you have specific software to do that. I don't know I needed that. I don't know I need that. But there it is. Okay, moving on. This is the year of Zeos's fucking face. Am I at like 45 minutes with this? Because you'd think it wouldn't be, but I need to shut off A-B repeat, and it actually... Oh, it won't speed. The file format will not support it. Interesting. But the other one did. Hold on, let me go back. That one went to 2x. What is my file format? Can I tap this? No lyrics. Properties. Oh, it's an MP3. You may not be able to speed up FLAC. This is actually a 192 MP3, my old Mr. Robot shit. And these are probably... Oh, that's working. Oh, but it's MP3. It says 320 MP3. So, yeah, all right, here's the deal. Yes. This is $200. This... Oh, God, this is heavier than I thought. I would normally feel comfortable and confident doing this. But it's a heavy fucking... There's something about the weight of it and the way it sounds, obviously, is... Buy this stupid thing. Are you still on? We're at 53%. I could probably shut you off. You're not playing anything. See if you let it go at 1, and then it's charging. HiBy has a hold over my heart. That's not to say there aren't great other DAPs. Shandling makes a couple that I'm just in love with. I still have that own X1S. I got a couple Fios I got to listen to. I've got another HiBy DAP on that rack, by the way, is the to-be-reviewed rack. So it's on wheels, and I can roll it around here and just pull off things as I need them. And there's 2 Fio ones on there, which I'm hoping that Fio can put the sound of their BTR 15 or 17 into a DAP finally, because they've all been too fucking... Oh, I was hitting the wrong button. I was actually reversing the track. It was wild. I'm shutting this off. I'm just going to keep listening to it and talking about it and drinking my coffee and making hour-long videos about this fucking little orange bastard. If you like them thick, get this one. I mean, this is pretty old at this point, the Darwood inside. This thing was probably the first DAP from HiBy that I was like, oh, damn. That's actually significantly better than the other ones. And it was just a weird form factor, but I loved it all the same. And look, the leather it comes with is beautiful. And then we got onto this, which was god tier enough for a Hagau sticker. And then we got onto this, which is still one of my favorite portable devices of all time. And obviously, the other R3s have never fucked around and always found out. That's a great title. It's like a always outnumbered, never outgunned, but always fucked around and never found out. R1 is perfect for it. I have $85 and I want to experience this DAP life. Although you have to do a weird thing to get all the power out of that single 3.5. I would just use this with a dongle. And then this heavy brick goes back into my bedroom. By the way, battery in this is eternal. Like literally weeks sitting there, we just paused. And I come back and it's lost like 15%. Yeah, I think I'm a HiBy slut. So when I get sponsored by HiBy, it's because I request HiBy to sponsor me. Because I know when their next thing comes out, I'm not going to have to... Like, it's always awkward if you get sponsored by a company that you don't like their product. So I don't seek those out. If someone offers to sponsor my video and I know they're making shit, I'm not going to accept it. But I'll go to HiBy every day of the week and be like, you want to sponsor my breakfast today? Because I know the next thing you put out is going to be fucking god tier no matter what. Until there's something that isn't, and I'll sell it. But like the original R6 III, which came in purple. That wasn't bad. It was just a little bit sterile sounding. So I sold mine. But now the new one, the Ultra one, or whatever the hell it is, it just fixed that. We're back to like this sound signature again. So yeah, I'm never gonna drink coffee again in my whole life. And I hope you guys can all figure out if you want to spend $200 on this thing, because I think it's gonna go back upstairs. I'm gonna put a couple more songs in it. I think 300's a little low. In fact, I know what those 300 are. Those are all my test songs for sound demos. I only have about 300 of them that I truly trust. So this is great if I'm just like, hey, you want to test this headphone? Fine. Here's every song that I've ever listened to and trust ever. Boom, go. So thank you to HiBy for sending this out and having patience. And thank you for people who make coffee. Fuck you guys, you drug dealer bastards. And the Wallpaper and the Wallpaper Horde and Patreon and Subscribestar really do keep this channel going, more so now than ever before. So if you'd want to see reviews early, participate in yard sales, get to lossless sound demos, consider sponsoring the channel or supporting the channel. And if you want to get into the private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat to talk to me, that's a higher tier. That's currently 15. It was 10. If you're paying 10 and you're still paying 10, you'll always pay 10. As soon as you leave, then the price will go up. But also, if you want to jump from the lower tier to the higher tier, it's 90% off for the first month. I don't think I can make it any less than that. Otherwise, it would be free. So for 90% off for the first month, you can jump from the lower tier to the higher tier and get in the patronage chat. And you don't get kicked out of the patronage chat unless we purge the chat, which is always fun because everyone posts all their worst gifts as I'm purging them, as Princess Pasta is deleting them one at a time. And then you could all rejoin if you're still current patrons. So thank you all for stopping by. You didn't see this. You will see this. And I can't believe I found that many HiBy DAPS and then forgot I had one. So yeah, we're on a roll. I still have the packaging, by the way, for the R3 Mark II. Because it's one of those ones that I'm like, I might sell you. Because even the case doesn't help the knob. Man, I'm going to have to lay down and watch my heart explode. That coffee is nuts. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. I'm going to go listen to the Baroques now. Because this review is coming up soon. And there's no reason not to listen on this. Just saying. Just fucking saying. Should I put a mirror here that like I can look at myself so I don't have to keep taking the camera off? That'd be weird, right? It's already weird that I'm just in my basement. Think about this right now. I'm in my basement right now, alone. And I'm almost always alone, just yelling at machines. Eh?